Greetings, sirs and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to Factory Fun, the series in which you tell me which robots to try from the community factory, and I do so, to the very best of my ability, giving my honest first impressions, and of course, rating the bot out of 5 in both style and combat. In today's episode, we have Shredder Mark II by Iamsofunny. Heavily armoured laser plasma flyer can kind of hover in the air, because of course it does have the single rotor blade. Honestly, it looks quite nice. This kind of style of armor recently has got really popular, and I am seeing it a lot in the higher rankings, so it's nice to see it in a bit of a lower ranking bot as well. And of course, since Maximum Loadout is now out, we are starting to look at robots with more than one weapon type, and they have elected to go with plasma and lasers, which is a very good combo, honestly. The only problem I have with it is these two back lasers. The plasma, for the most part, we're going to be using facing down. We're going to be using it to actually bomb the enemies which are on the ground. The lasers, I will be using mostly, I imagine, of course, this could be wrong, honestly, because I've not tried this combo on a flyer yet, which is kind of weird because it's one of the more obvious combos. I'm likely to be using it against anti-air, using it against air as an anti-air weapon, so I will be firing forwards quite a bit, so that might cause some issues with those two clipping. I would personally have elected to have both of those as plasma, and then swap this front plasma for a laser instead. But anyway, let's purchase it with Galaxy Cash, and let's get straight into a team deathmatch to see how it does. And so begins the first battle. Like my VTOLs I made a very long time ago, the first versions, this thing doesn't quite hover in place perfectly because of only one rotor blade. It's a bit too heavy to actually do that. And of course, now that lasers are actual projectiles, using them as anti-air will be a little bit more difficult than it used to be unless we're very, very close to the enemy. My first impressions of the actual controls, though, are really nice. This thing handles lovely, especially considering the rotor blade can sometimes end up with a very curious control scheme. Let's do a quick volley against him there, the poor fellow who was rectifying. Oh, almost killed him. I should have been looking. Let's see, maybe one of those will finish him off. No, we did get out of range for my own safety there. That's a shame. Starting using the laser instead. Oh, okay, bit of trouble here. Just keep moving as much as possible, and let's give a quick volley to say goodbye. And we'll just heal up since most of our plasmas were just removed. I didn't see those radar jammers before. Are they getting in the way of the plasma, I wonder? Hitboxes can be a bit curious when it comes to plasma, I have found in the past. Oh, that is glorious. I love how plasmas actually work now. Plasma is, like, easily my favourite weapon once again since the patch. It was close to being my favourite before, but now it's just definitely. Really, really liking this flyer so far. Oop, got hit there. Enemy just killed one of ours. Let's see if we can do some damage. Darn, one of those quick little hovers. That's going to be a nightmare to try and hit. Especially since it's so far off the ground, it means we're not going to hit it with splash damage. Oh, that's a walker. I thought it was a tank, and it was just really, really big. Okay. That's a lot of health. Let's heal up. I think he's being attacked by the quick hover. Is he? Yes, he is. Maybe plasma isn't the best idea here, but I'm going to use it anyway. Yes! One direct hit killing it. That is, of course, the con of making a very fast, very tiny little thing like that. It will be very vulnerable to being just outright destroyed. Swap over to laser, because we're so close. And back to plasma for a quick volley once we drive over. Hello! Getting a bit of server lag right now. Not much. It's just about noticeable for someone who's actually playing. It probably won't come out very much actually in the video. Very favourable first impressions of this flyer so far. And just hover in place and just laser this thing. There we are. Okay, so easily top score there, top damage, top overall score, most assists, most kills. That was a really, really nice first impression of the Shredder. So now we actually have to score the thing. Also, that was a lot of RP as well for a lower ranking battle. How will I score this? In combat, I'm going to say 4 or 5, honestly. I couldn't see any major problems. Like I say, the laser was a little bit out of place there, but I actually found I wasn't firing at things directly ahead of me, so it was less of a problem than I thought. Style, I really like it, so it's getting a 5. Combat, a 4, because it did seem a bit frail. When it was being hit by the lasers, I was losing control very quickly. Now, I think that could be because of the thrusters being symmetrically placed on the outside. As they're being damaged, it's trying to cause the flyer to turn, particularly with the rotor blade sort of facilitating that, so almost a 5, very close to being a 5, and maybe I'll change my mind about this as we go into the second battle. And so begins the second battle. One thing I am a little bit nervous about is the back of this thing being shot off, just because it feels like I will lose all of my control if that will actually happen. So rails and stuff, I'm going to be a little bit cautious about, although I am being a bit too far ahead right now. So let's back off and actually do what I just said. Oh, yay! I managed to dodge everything. Oh, and so did he, okay. A bit of a neutral exchange there. Although I do think he may have hit me like once with the SMG. Lasers! Once with the lasers! Oh, that would have hit and everything. Okay, now we're being anti-air. Oh, beautiful. Finishing him off with the plasma. And back we go. Another flyer there, and a few on the ground there, okay. I keep forgetting, must lead the shots now. A few of our lasers then clipping at the back, like I said they would probably do. That's quite a nice little flyer. A bit on the frail side though, mind you. And we continue with our hunt. Is that an enemy? Yes, it is. Okay. Spotted him for the team. And plasma volley. Oh, I do love this patch. I love being able to swap between weapons so much. Even if I really suck with lasers right now. Stealing the final kill there to get me 5 kills. That was a very enjoyable battle indeed. Still a little bit nervous about the back section. We haven't really fought anyone using rails yet, so my opinions may change when that happens, but for now, really, really loving this flyer. Well, it seems the enemy do have rails this time, so perhaps we'll test out just how well this thing takes them. So, let's just try and do a bit of damage to them, though. As much as I would like to test it out, I also don't want to die for no reason, so if I'm going to die, I want to die for a reason, for a cause. Like shooting plasma at the enemy. Oh! Whoa! There goes our back section. Oh, wow. Yeah, completely gone. I can't control this thing at all. Well, we've just found the con. Don't be hit in the back by a rail. The reason why I was a little bit concerned is there's not actually many blocks there, so any high amount of damage to the back will knock off all of the rotors, all of the rudders, really, really easily. So that was to be expected. Oh, hello, a lot of enemies there clumped up. Sadly, not at full energy, so only a tiny little volley there, but a bit of damage done. Can we take out this guy with the lasers? Yes, we can. Okay. Enemy there. And we back off a little bit. Ooh, their medics are doing a really good job in that corner, which is a bit problematic for us. Stop him from healing up. And if we're lucky, we'll get the kill now. Excellent. Okay, 3 of theirs are down, 1 of ours are down, but we had less people to start off with, which isn't great. Ah, wasted volley. All of that energy gone. No point in us being so high up. I mean, that is one of the problems I tend to have. I tend to be way too high when I'm flying a flyer. That's a really weird sentence to try and say, I've got to say. Everything I'm saying sounds weird. Hello. Goodbye, Mr. Rail. Dun 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 dun. Let's go for you instead. Hello. I like how lasers take up so little energy, you can tend to use them to their fullest potential, even when you are very, very low on power. Makes them a good side weapon. After a volley, suddenly swapping back to lasers. And I think we have disrupted them quite a bit. Let's see if we can do a little bit more. Where's the rail guy? There he is, okay. Sorry for getting in the way there. Oh, I didn't even see him. Could have done some serious damage then, being so close. When he lands, and fire. Oh, really? With the back again? What's with the rail's obsession with my arse? I mean, I admit, this bot's got quite a nice rear, but still, stop shooting it! Maybe like that's a sign of affection in the rail community. That rail's doing really well. Hello, sir. How are you? Last enemy. Let's get nice and close. And hello. Well, 3-3-3 on the scoreboard. That was pretty much what I expected to happen when the back section was destroyed. A complete loss of control because of the lift on the front. That is something that a lot of the lower ranking VTOLs do suffer from because they're quite balanced in terms of their rudders. If you lose one half of it, your control goes very, very odd. And actually, now I think about it, perhaps what would have been better is if I stopped trying to move and just used the rotor blade to go up. It would have probably leveled me out a bit more. So I'll test that out next time if we get the back shot off yet again. The final battle begins, and this time we have a Megabot, so this is going to be a bit of a different experience from the past few battles. And needless to say, I am very, very nervous about the enemy Megabot and the Mega Lasers, because I feel like this thing will crumble very quickly to a barrage of that. So let's just stick back until we know where the enemies are, and then try and do a bit of support from as long range as possible. Don't really want to get too close and don't really want to attract any attention from the enemy team here. Go forth, Tesseract! I believe in you. Well, they definitely have a rail. I don't see what you're shooting. Okay, I see one enemy. I see two enemies. Aha! Now he's going to land. Then I'm going to barrage. Barrage! And then swap to lasers. Lovely. There's their Megabot. Let's go down. Don't really want to be in the air right now. At least not until I have full energy. Going to try and do a bit of hit and run, honestly. Just fire away, then hide back until I've got full power, and then fire again. Oh, darn it. Didn't quite hide away too well there, it seems. And all of my guns just clipped each other. Sorry, guys, I just wanted to make sure he died. I am the kill stealer. Fear me. All who are on my team. Oh, he's gonna get... Nope, yep, let's turn back round. I was going to say he's going to get out of my range, and he kind of did. There we are. Now he's got missiles, so... Stay low until we can have full power, and then try and aim for his gun. Yep, it's gone. He is now completely disarmed. Oh, hello. I just fired at my allied Megabot. That was a bit of a mistake. Thankfully, friendly fire isn't a thing in this game, and I really hope it never is. Who's left? I knew it was a flyer, I just didn't know where it was, so there he is. Let's see if we can help out at all, and actually we're going to now shoot plasma. Except for 2 of the shots got caught on the actual bot itself. And so I steal 1 more kill. And get the best score on our team. Wow, enemy team, they're getting the highest score. How did he get the highest score? Less assists, less damage done, less kills. Why is that above the... And no healing either. I have absolutely no idea. Also, apparently we have hacks. Because, yeah, we saw that, didn't we? At least I didn't, anyway. And considering I was the one with the highest score, yeah, we kinda didn't. Well, maybe we did. Maybe someone was hacking, I simply wasn't aware. I'm not going to say it was completely false. Final thoughts then on the Shredder Mark II. In terms of controls, it is very easy to handle and very responsive, so it really gets a huge recommendation there. And the only 2 problems we really have seen so far could be either fixed fairly easily, or are there for other reasons. The first one is that the guns do clip a little bit more than I like, because they're all so jam-packed down here. Now, although that's a problem, to fix this would require quite a bit of effort and would likely distort the shape of the bot, and it looks very nice to me, so I would almost recommend not doing that. It just looks really nice from the top and the side, if a little bit crowded from the bottom. The second problem, which I ran into quite a bit, at least near the end, is that the back section here isn't quite reinforced enough, and after having a quick look-see, making sure I could actually figure out why, it seems like this section here is a bit isolated from the main body of the craft, meaning that it's quite easy for any damage hitting here to be propagated to all of the really crucial areas, and then you lose the entire section. I'm not quite sure if this was intentional so that you don't have uneven rudders and such, but it is a bit of an issue when you're being hit by things like rails and plasmas in particular. But overall, a very good bot, a lot of fun to handle, and I would definitely recommend it. It certainly looks awesome, and it certainly plays awesome as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see your robot on the next episode of Factory Fun, then please in the comments below leave your username, the robot's name, and any details about the robot you think are pertinent. Things like the ranking of the bot, what type of weapons the bot has, and all sorts of stuff like that. The more information, the better. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Robocraft Factory Fun is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.